There are 5 foods causing chronic inflammation inside your body right now after 60, and that inflammation is slowly destroying your joints, your heart, your brain, everything. The scary part is you probably eat at least 3 of these foods every single week, thinking they're perfectly fine, maybe even thinking they're healthy choices. Number 4 on this list shocked me when I researched it. It's marketed as a health food. Doctors recommend it, but the science tells a completely different story. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which foods to avoid, what to eat instead, and how to finally start reducing the inflammation destroying your body. But first, let me explain why chronic inflammation is so dangerous after 60. Because most people don't understand what's actually happening inside their body every single day. Acute inflammation is good. When you cut your finger, your body sends inflammatory signals to heal the wound. That's healthy inflammation doing its job protecting you from infection. But chronic inflammation is different. It's low-grade inflammation that never turns off. It stays active for months, years, decades, silently damaging your tissues from the inside. Think of it like a slow fire burning inside your body, not hot enough to notice, but hot enough to cause damage over time. Day after day, year after year, after 60, your body naturally produces more inflammatory compounds and fewer anti-inflammatory compounds. This creates a state scientists call inflammaging. Chronic inflammation plus aging combined together. Inflammaging is now considered the root cause of almost every major age-related disease, not a contributing factor. The root cause driving disease progression throughout your entire body. Heart disease, the #1 killer. Driven by inflammation in your arteries. Inflammation damages artery walls, plaque builds up, blood flow decreases, heart attacks and strokes follow eventually, Alzheimer's and dementia. Brain inflammation destroys neurons, damages connections, impairs memory. Research shows people with higher inflammation markers have significantly faster rates of cognitive decline over time. Arthritis and joint pain. Inflammation attacks joint tissues directly. Cartilage breaks down faster, pain increases, mobility decreases. Many people accept this as normal aging. It's not normal. Type 2 diabetes. Chronic inflammation impairs insulin function. Your cells become resistant to insulin signals. Blood sugar stays elevated, diabetes develops or worsens over months and years. Cancer. Chronic inflammation creates an environment where cancer cells thrive. It damages DNA, promotes tumor growth, and weakens immune surveillance that normally catches cancer cells early. Depression and anxiety. Brain inflammation affects neurotransmitter function. Studies link high inflammation markers to higher rates of depression, especially in adults over 60 experiencing unexplained mood changes. The foods you eat directly control inflammation levels in your body. Some foods pour gasoline on the fire. Other foods act like water putting flames out. You choose. If this kind of honest health information matters to you, then hit subscribe right now. I make videos like this every single week specifically for people over 60 who want truth. Alright, let's get into the 5 inflammatory foods destroying your body after 60. I'm going in order of damage. Number 5 to number 1. The worst one comes last. Inflammatory food number 5. Fried foods. French fries, fried chicken, onion rings, anything deep fried in vegetable oil at high temperatures repeatedly over many hours in restaurants. When vegetable oils are heated to high temperatures, they oxidize rapidly. This creates compounds called advanced glycation end products. Scientists call them AGEs, and that name is unfortunately very appropriate. AGEs trigger inflammatory responses throughout your body. They damage proteins, impair cellular function, and accelerate the aging process at the cellular level inside every tissue and organ. The oils used for deep frying are typically soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil. These seed oils are already inflammatory. Heating them makes them dramatically worse for your health. Restaurant fryers use the same oil for hours, sometimes days. The oil breaks down further with each use, becoming more oxidized, more inflammatory, more damaging with every batch cooked. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that frequent fried food consumption was associated with significantly higher levels of C-reactive protein. That's a key inflammation marker in blood. After 60, your body's ability to handle inflammatory insults decreases. The same fried food that barely affected you at 30 creates much more damage at 65 or 70. The swap. If you want crispy food, use an air fryer at home with minimal olive oil or avocado oil. You get the crunch without the inflammatory oxidized seed oils. Or bake foods in the oven. Roasted vegetables. Baked chicken with crispy skin. You can still enjoy crispy textures without bathing your food in inflammatory damaged cooking oils. Inflammatory food number 4. This is the one I mentioned at the beginning, the one marketed as healthy. The one doctors often recommend, and it shocked me too. Whole grain breakfast cereals. Yes, the ones with heart-healthy labels. The ones you've been eating for decades thinking you're making a smart choice every morning. Most commercial whole grain cereals are ultra-processed foods disguised as health foods. Read the ingredient list. You'll find added sugars, seed oils, preservatives, artificial vitamins sprayed on afterward. The grains are processed at extremely high temperatures. This destroys nutrients, damages proteins, and creates those same AGE compounds we talked about with fried foods. Just different process. Many whole grain cereals contain more sugar than you realize. Some have 10 to 15 grams per serving. That's almost 4 teaspoons of sugar first thing every single morning. Sugar is one of the most inflammatory substances you can eat. It spikes blood glucose, triggers insulin surges, and directly increases inflammatory markers throughout your entire body within hours. The glycemic impact of most breakfast cereals is extremely high. Even whole grain versions, they spike your blood sugar almost as much as eating candy would spike it in morning. Research from Harvard found that people who eat more refined grains and processed cereals have higher inflammatory markers and higher rates of chronic disease compared to those eating real food. The swap: steel-cut oats with berries and walnuts, eggs with vegetables, Greek yogurt with fresh fruit, real whole foods for breakfast instead of processed grain products from boxes. These real foods have lower glycemic impact, contain actual nutrients, have natural anti-inflammatory compounds, and don't contain the processed oils and sugars hiding in boxed cereals marketed as healthy. Now, if you're realizing you eat these foods regularly, don't panic. Awareness is the first step to change. Share this video with someone you love who needs to hear this. Inflammatory food number 3. Sugar-sweetened beverages, soda, sweet tea, fruit juice from concentrate, energy drinks, sports drinks. All of them are liquid inflammation going straight into your body. A single can of soda contains about 39 grams of sugar. That's almost 10 teaspoons. This massive sugar hit creates an immediate inflammatory response inside your body within 30 minutes. Your blood sugar spikes dramatically. Your pancreas releases massive amounts of insulin. Inflammatory markers increase measurably within hours. And this happens every single time you drink these beverages. Fruit juice is not better. Most store-bought orange juice has almost as much sugar as soda. They remove the fiber from the fruit. Without fiber, the sugar hits hard. The fiber in whole fruit slows sugar absorption. Without fiber, you get a concentrated sugar bomb hitting your bloodstream all at once. Your body treats it the same as soda, essentially. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that drinking sugary beverages daily significantly increased inflammatory markers, including C-reactive protein and interleukin-6 in adults. Another study linked daily sugary drink consumption to a 30% higher risk of developing rheumatoid arthritis. That's direct evidence connecting these drinks to inflammatory joint disease in real people. Diet sodas aren't safe either. Artificial sweeteners have been linked to gut microbiome disruption, and emerging research connects altered gut bacteria to increased systemic inflammation throughout your body. The swap: water, plain water, add lemon, add cucumber, add mint. Make it interesting if you need to, but stop pouring liquid sugar down your throat every single day. Green tea is excellent. Contains anti-inflammatory polyphenols. Herbal teas work great. Black coffee in moderation has anti-inflammatory properties. Real beverages for a real body that wants to heal. Inflammatory food number 2. Processed meats, bacon, sausage, hot dogs, deli meats, ham, salami, pepperoni, any meat that's been processed with chemicals to extend its shelf life artificially. The World Health Organization classifies processed meats as Group 1 carcinogens, same classification as cigarettes and asbestos. That alone should give you serious pause before eating them regularly. But beyond cancer risk, processed meats are extremely inflammatory. They contain sodium nitrites and nitrates. When cooked or digested, these form compounds that directly trigger inflammatory responses in your tissues. They contain massive amounts of sodium. Excess sodium promotes inflammation, raises blood pressure, damages blood vessel walls, and strains your heart and kidneys every single time you eat them. They contain saturated fat. While saturated fat debate continues, research consistently shows processed meat saturated fat increases inflammatory markers more than saturated fat from unprocessed sources like fresh beef. They often contain hidden sugars. Read the ingredients on bacon or sausage packages. Sugar or corn syrup is often added for flavor. More sugar means more inflammation inside your body. A Harvard study found that eating 1 serving of processed meat daily increased heart disease risk by 42%. That's not a small increase. That's massive risk from daily consumption. Research published in Circulation found processed meat consumption strongly associated with inflammatory biomarkers and significantly higher rates of cardiovascular disease and death in large population studies over years. The swap: fresh chicken breast, fresh turkey, fresh fish, fresh beef or pork without processing. If you want bacon, find nitrate-free versions made with simple ingredients from quality sources. Eggs are the perfect breakfast protein. No processing, no additives, no inflammatory chemicals, just pure protein and nutrients in a simple whole food package that actually supports your health daily. Now we've reached number 1, the most inflammatory food destroying bodies after 60. This one is everywhere, in almost everything, and most people have no idea how much they consume. Before I reveal it, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Next week, uncovering the 7 balance exercises that prevent falls after 60. That video could save your independence. Alright, inflammatory food number 1, the worst offender. Seed oils, also called vegetable oils, soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, cottonseed oil, safflower oil. These oils are in almost everything: salad dressings, mayonnaise, bread, crackers, chips, cookies, restaurant food, frozen meals, sauces, marinades. They're hiding everywhere in the modern food supply. Seed oils are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids. Your body needs some omega-6 fatty acids. Your body needs some omega-6. But the modern diet contains way too much. The ratio is completely out of balance. Historically, humans ate omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids in roughly equal amounts, a 1-to-1 ratio, maybe 2-to-1. That's what our bodies evolved to handle properly. Today, the average American diet has a ratio of 15-to-1 or even 20-to-1. 15 times more inflammatory omega-6 than anti-inflammatory omega-3. That's metabolic disaster. Excess omega-6 promotes inflammation directly. It gets incorporated into your cell membranes, changes cellular signaling, and shifts your entire body toward a pro-inflammatory state, constantly running. Seed oils are also highly unstable. They oxidize easily during processing, during cooking, even sitting in bottles on store shelves. Oxidized oils create free radicals that damage your cells. The processing of seed oils involves high heat, chemical solvents, deodorizers to hide rancid smell, bleaching to improve color. These are industrial products, not natural foods your body recognizes as real. Research published in the British Medical Journal found that replacing saturated fat with omega-6 seed oils did not reduce heart disease deaths. Some studies showed increased mortality with seed oils. A study analyzing historical data found that increased seed oil consumption over the past century closely tracks the rise in inflammatory diseases, heart disease, diabetes, obesity, autoimmune conditions, all rising together. Correlation isn't causation, but the biological mechanisms make sense. Too much omega-6, oxidized oils, industrial processing. These all promote inflammation through well-understood biochemical pathways in your body. The swap: extra virgin olive oil for dressings and low-heat cooking. Olive oil is high in anti-inflammatory monounsaturated fats and polyphenols that actively reduce inflammation inside your body. Avocado oil for higher heat cooking, stable at higher temperatures. Contains healthy monounsaturated fats similar to olive oil. Much better choice than seed oils for cooking at higher temperatures. Butter or ghee in moderation. These traditional fats are more stable than seed oils, contain fat-soluble vitamins, and don't have the inflammatory omega-6 overload of industrial seed oils. Coconut oil for certain cooking applications. Highly stable due to saturated fat content. Doesn't oxidize easily. Contains medium-chain triglycerides that your body processes differently than other fats available. Now let me give you a quick summary of all 5 inflammatory foods so you can remember them easily. Consider taking a screenshot of this part for future reference when shopping. Number 5. Fried foods. Swap for air-fried or baked alternatives at home. Avoid restaurant deep-fried foods cooked in repeatedly heated inflammatory oxidized seed oils filled with AGE compounds. Number 4. Processed whole grain cereals. Swap for steel-cut oats, eggs with vegetables, Greek yogurt with fresh fruit, real whole foods instead of ultra-processed boxed products. Number 3. Sugar-sweetened beverages. Swap for water, green tea, herbal tea, black coffee. Stop drinking your inflammation in liquid form every single day without even thinking about it. Number 2. Processed meats. Swap for fresh chicken, fresh turkey, fresh fish, eggs. If you need bacon, find nitrate-free versions with simple, clean ingredients from quality, trusted sources. Number 1. Seed oils. Swap for extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, butter, coconut oil. Read every label. Avoid products listing soybean, canola, corn, or vegetable oil in ingredients. Now let me share 5 foods that actively fight inflammation. Foods you should eat more of. Foods that put out the fire instead of pouring gasoline on it inside your body. Anti-inflammatory food 1. Fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, anchovies, 2 to 3 times per week. High in omega-3 fatty acids that directly counter inflammation throughout your body. Anti-inflammatory food 2. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, daily if possible. Packed with antioxidants and compounds that reduce inflammatory markers measurably in studies. Anti-inflammatory food 3. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, several times weekly. Contain anthocyanins that are powerful anti-inflammatory compounds crossing into brain tissue directly. Anti-inflammatory food 4. Extra virgin olive oil, daily use, rich in oleocanthal, a compound with anti-inflammatory effects similar to ibuprofen but without the side effects of medication. Anti-inflammatory food 5. Turmeric and ginger, used in cooking or as tea. Curcumin in turmeric is one of the most studied anti-inflammatory compounds in food science research today. Add black pepper when using turmeric. Piperine in black pepper increases curcumin absorption by 2,000%. Without pepper, most curcumin passes through your system without being absorbed at all. These 5 anti-inflammatory foods, combined with removing the 5 inflammatory foods, can dramatically reduce chronic inflammation levels in your body within weeks, not months. Weeks of consistent effort. You don't have to be perfect. Progress over perfection always. Start by removing 1 inflammatory food this week. Add 1 anti-inflammatory food. Build momentum gradually over time with small changes. Chronic inflammation took years to build up in your body. It won't disappear overnight, but every meal is a choice. Every choice either increases inflammation or decreases it. You decide. The joint pain you accepted as normal aging. The brain fog you attributed to getting older, the fatigue you blamed on age. Much of this may be inflammation, and inflammation can be reduced. Many people over 60 report significant improvements within 4 to 8 weeks of reducing inflammatory foods, less joint pain, more energy, better mental clarity, improved mood, real noticeable changes. Your body wants to heal. It has remarkable capacity to reduce inflammation when you stop constantly adding fuel to the fire. Give it a chance by changing what you put on your plate. Now, if this video helped you understand inflammation better, I need you to do 3 things for me. They cost nothing. They take 30 seconds. They help more people find this. First, hit subscribe and turn on the bell notification. I post honest research-backed health content every single week specifically for people over 60. No selling, no lies, just real science. Second, share this video right now with someone you love who is over 60. Anyone dealing with joint pain, fatigue, brain fog, they need to understand what inflammation is doing to them. Third, drop a comment below. Tell me which inflammatory food surprised you most. Tell me which one you'll eliminate first. I read every comment personally and respond to as many as possible. Next week, I'm covering 7 balance exercises every person over 60 should do to prevent falls. Falls are the leading cause of injury deaths over 65. That video could save your life. That's it for today. No fluff, no gimmicks, no lies, just honest truth for people over 60. Take care of your body. I'll see you next time.